Happy New Year, everybody, and thank you for joining us for the PHNX Suns pregame show brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's #1 sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you know whenever we are live. I'm Lindsay Smith here with Saul Bookman, Gerald Bourget, and Espo. Gentlemen, Happy New Year. How you doing today?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Doing great. Good to be here.
It's an early one.
I feel that enthusiasm.
You're right, Gerald.
I'm not ready for these early morning games, man. I can't do it.
You said that like you're no longer engaged or something. That was like depressing, my friend. Like, what?
I know.
No, we're still good over here. It's just very early for a game.
Gerald, I'm on your side, and half of the chat is as well. Everyone's like, "What's with this early game?"
It's 12:30 in the afternoon. I mean, it's not like it's 8 a.m.
I've been up person.
I've been
up 6 hours. I went to bed at 1, and I've already built 2 gingerbread houses today. I mean, come on, people.
You're doing the most today. See, my thing is, and I feel like Gerald is in the same boat, right? Our voices don't even really warm up until at least like 1 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And so it's like, it's just like mentally, we're not on the same page just yet.
It must be nice to be you two.
It is.
I wake up at like 6 a.m. regardless of what day it is. It sucks.
Oh, that's
yeah.
brutal,
I would be so angry if I woke up at 6 a.m. every day, no matter what. But I digress. All right, the story continues. Brand new year. Hopefully, a brand new vibe for the Suns team. They are in the midst of a pretty long road trip, and this afternoon they are going to take on the New York Knicks. Both of these teams kind of looking to find themselves again, right? The New York Knicks were on a huge winning streak there for a hot minute, and then they were on a huge losing streak there for a hot minute. They did win their last game on New Year's Eve. So it'll be an interesting one for the Suns and the Knicks tonight. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this is a good starting point for the new year for the Phoenix Suns.
Tell me if you've heard this before. Bad shooting team that rebounds at a high percentage. Like, it's just, here we go, Suns. Like, you better be ready to go on the boards because this could be an easy game. It could be, but it could also be a dogfight. So
yeah, I think they won their first meeting of the year in Phoenix by like 21 or something like that. So they took care of business the first time around. Obviously, this is going to be a tougher matchup this time without Book, without Cam Johnson, with guys still out. But they're starting to get healthier. Unfortunately, so are the Knicks. So these are two teams that are very much trying to find their footing despite being on a bit of a losing streak lately. And yeah, they're number 1 in the league in second chance points. And I think they're number 3 in offensive rebounds per game. The Suns have been better about dealing with that this year, but when they've struggled with it, they've really struggled. So that's going to be a key point of emphasis for them today.
Yeah, hopefully DA has his big boy pants on today in New York and put the controller down at about 1 a.m. rather than 6 a.m. since it's an early game. Get out there, grab some boards, drop some points. This one's on him today. I want to see a big DA game to get the win out here against Julius, Randle, and the Knicks. And this whole trip feels like a teaser trip, right? It's all these teams that people have talked about, these Suns winding up having potential trades with, right? And I want to see one of these guys come home with this team, please. Somebody, Randle, Kuzma, Siakam, any of them from this trip, please just bring them back to Phoenix by the time you get here on Friday.
I mean, wouldn't that be lovely? Wouldn't that be lovely? But I'm not holding my breath on that one, to be completely honest with you guys. Anybody else? You guys feeling good about it or not?
No, we need the Knicks to go on another losing streak for that to happen because they're still in playoff position right now. So, you feeling good? You feeling bad?
First of all, I don't think a trade's going to happen until we get to the deadline. And it definitely isn't going to be one of those 3 teams.
But Saul, January 15th. I mean, that's the next date everybody's holding on to. January 15th, it's coming.
I'll say this. If there was going to be a big move made, then yeah, January 15th would be exciting. But I don't think the Suns are going to move DA. So it's an irrelevant date.
I'm so sick of all these dates. February 9th is the only one that matters because after that there can't be a trade. So I'm with you, Saul. I'm not going to get my hopes up until that day, and I probably won't get my hopes up that day either.
We're starting to get into the world of like conspiracy, like with this stuff.
Starting?
You know, like it's always like, oh well, then this date. Keep an eye on this date. This is when this is all gonna go down, and then it's this date, and the goalpost always moves because conspiracy theories are all full of shit. They don't matter.
I don't think it's conspiracy theories. It's just looking at when more players are available. But yeah, it's kind of disappointing that we've passed like
You
3
haven't
of
been
those
on
thresholds.
Suns Reddit lately, have you?
I never go on there. It's a hellscape.
Gerald, you haven't heard the one where Cotton Fitzsimmons comes back from the dead and makes a deal here for the Suns team? I mean, it goes deep. That's how deep it go.
He doesn't come back from the dead because he never died.
Oh, that's true. That is what it is. That's what it is. He's been in hiding. That's right.
Conspiracy theory. Yeah.
Cotton Fitzsimmons and Tupac have been hiding.
Zombieland. It's just Zombieland if it's that way.
It's a new year and we're still on our same old bullshit. That's good.
That's the phrase for PHNX this year. New year, same bullshit. Let's go.
Exactly. Well, we do have some good news to hang our hats on, you guys.
Mhm.
The injury report has been reduced. That's
Woo-hoo!
right. We're going to get Champagne back tonight. Payne and Landry Shamet are both available for tonight's game. Of course, the Suns are still without Devin Booker and Cam Johnson. And then on the Knicks side, RJ Barrett is out. Jalen Brunson, who was a questionable and then a game time decision, is available. And then Obi Toppin is also out. But we do at least have a secondary storyline to root for now that Landry Shamet is back.
And starting. He's starting
Yeah.
today. And he scored 31 in 2 of his last 3 games. So I don't know. I mean,
Landry,
could today be the day in New York?
If he could
Uh,
make it there, he'll make it anywhere. It's Shamet in New York, New York.
Oh my god. No, you know what? I'm very confident in the fact that I think Landry's going to play well, and I think hopefully he plays well for the rest of the season. But I feel like after the dunk happened, a little part of his soul was taken.
Stop it.
And so I'm not worried anymore. I'm pretty confident.
It drives me nuts that a U of A guy did that because that's the
Oh
biggest
my
reason
God,
you are
right?
reveling in this shit. It's the only reason. If it had been like Zeke Naji who did that, you would not be this person right now.
No, listen. I'm telling you, I was in the living room watching the game, and when that happened, I first of all, I almost forget that Aaron Gordon was a Wildcat. Like when you see a dunk like that, you don't think school. You think, holy shit, what the hell just happened? So it was a pretty badass dunk. Let's be real.
It was. It was great. I called it soul cleaving in my article. That's how I described it. But the point still is, we believe in Landry here. We hope that Achilles soreness doesn't disrupt what was the best scoring stretch of his time with the Suns, because they need reinforcements. They need scoring. They need defense most of all. But Landry had been putting together some nice games without Devin Booker, so hopefully he's able to come back in and pick up where he left off.
Don't worry. Aaron Gordon only took the bad shooting part of his soul. The rest of it's cleansed and ready to go to drop 35 tonight. So
he was baptized, is what you're saying.
Did he score again after that dunk?
I mean, it was pretty late in the game.
I don't think he
No, they carried him off in a coffin. You don't remember that song?
Stop it.
And, I mean, he was injured after that, right?
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying. It wasn't Achilles soreness. It was soul soreness is what it was.
A bruised ego takes a while to heal.
His feelings got hurt.
He became a Horcrux. It's rough.
Oh, my gosh. But, you talk about Landry Shamet shooting and being on a pretty good stretch of his career before getting hurt. Cam Payne also earlier on in the season was playing really well, especially when he was filling in for Chris Paul in that starting unit. Then he kind of took a little bit of a dip and then got injured. Hopefully we'll get earlier on in the season Cam Payne back for the remainder of this season, because he was playing really well and he was contributing in really great ways. And that's the Cam Payne that affects this team in such a positive way. So fingers crossed campaign also can turn it around.
Yeah, last time against the Knicks when they got the win, when the Suns got the win back in November, he had almost a triple-double, led the team in scoring with 27. So he's a guy that has been integral at parts this season, and you hope just gets right back in the flow of it. Now, I know we're joking about Landry scoring 35 and whatnot, but him and Cam, I hope it's an easy transition back in, but sometimes after sitting that long, it's a rough couple of games when you come in. So I'm not expecting world beaters, but I'd be pleasantly surprised and all right if they came out of the gate fast.
Yeah, my expectations for Payne are a little bit more tempered just because he's been out for longer and he's dealt with foot problems in the past. And honestly, like he was playing great basketball at the start of the season, and then when he was kind of filling in as a starter for Chris Paul, but once he moved back to that bench role, it was kind of back to struggling a little bit. So my expectations are more tempered for him. I hope that if he's struggling or if they're easing him back in, we continue to see some of Dwayne Washington Jr. because he's been able to come in and have an impact. He just needs to hold his own defensively. But yeah, I would love to see Cam Payne play around 15 minutes tonight and just kind of take it easy.
Listen, I think this could be a recipe for a nice little break-in game, if you will, because the Knicks have a tendency to be sloppy with the ball. They're one of the bottom third in the league in terms of turnover percentage. Like, they will give you opportunities to score, and easy buckets are what this team needs the most right now. And so if they play aggressive, and you gotta start off aggressive, because if you come out passive, then you just feed into what the Knicks like to do, which is basically try to bully you on the boards and get multiple shot opportunities. If you can get out and run, you'll be good. And Cam Payne can get out and run. Landry Shamet can get out and run. So hopefully they'll take advantage of those opportunities when they present themselves today.
We do have a super chat. Thank you, Andrew, for sending a super chat. Said, don't like our championship chances losing like this. Well, it's a new year. Hopefully it's a new attitude for the Suns team. Like Saul said, if they come out with the right energy and the right mindset, they have the ability to win almost every single game that they suit up for. The problem is we've fallen into this bad habit of coming out real lackadaisical and just getting down and then having to dig themselves out of a hole. And we all know that takes far more energy than it would be to just come out with the right amount of energy from the jump. So hopefully the Suns are really taking to heart the new year, new me mantra that everyone is sharing around this time of the year. And that's what's on the top of their list to fix.
Right. And they can't keep getting off to these 8-0, 8-2, 15-4 starts that we've been seeing lately. I know that continuity is tough when you have so many different starting lineups. Again, we have another one today, but like it's on the defensive end, and that is the one that doesn't require as much chemistry. Like their concepts are pretty similar no matter which group you're playing with. They've just got to come out and establish that defensive mindset, that defensive presence, because since December started, they're 27th in defensive rating. Like this is not the Suns team that we're used to seeing. I know guys are out, but you've got to come out and establish that presence early on.
Are you guys
go ahead.
Just to say, are you surprised that they started Landry too? Like first game back, throw him in there, go with him in the starting lineup. I'm a little surprised, but I guess part of it's just desperation too. You were down so many guys that it's almost you're almost forced into it unless you want to go double bigs again or throw Dwayne Washington Jr. in there. But no real time to ease in if you're Landry Shamet right now.
No, I think they want to keep the continuity as far as trying to find a hybrid, obviously much worse Devin Booker, but somebody who's going to come in and take those same shots that Book is going to take. Because Damian Lee hasn't been great in the starting lineup when they've tried him there. So I think it's one of those things that maybe the Achilles soreness wasn't as bad. It held him out for a couple of games, but it's something that they're confident he can come back today and play as he normally would.
Yeah, Damian Lee's not a starter. And so you want to get him back into his comfortable minutes and his comfortable role because that's where he thrives. So Landry Shamet getting the start is not a shock to me. He was started before, so he'll. I'm sure. Listen, at the end of the day, you just need Landry Shamet to bounce back and try. My biggest fear and you kind of alluded to it earlier, Espo, is that when players miss games, especially long stretches of the games. Like it takes a little bit to get back into it. But what happens when you miss only a few games is like you try to hold on to that nice rhythm that you were in, because it was just like last week. You know what I'm saying? And so you're trying to hold on to that and do some of the things that you were doing then, but timing's a little bit off and things like that. So hopefully Landry Shamet can still hold on to that. It's much like my golf game. You just got to stay in rhythm, baby. Just got to stay in rhythm.
We're screwed if Shamet plays like Saul's golf game, is what I think we're hearing. So
Mike B also brings up a good point, says Lee better and gets better spacing against second unit.
Yes,
that is true.
Definitely.
So there's that as well as a part of it. All right. So who you guys got winning and by how much?
I've got the Suns by 2 in a very close game. I'm feeling optimistic that we're starting the new year off right today.
Yeah, I'm similar. Suns by 1. I'm gonna stay positive at the beginning of this new year. So
I don't fucking know. I don't know. I have no idea. This team is such a Jekyll and Hyde team. I have no idea what to expect from them from every single game they show up. So that's why I put the question mark, because I'm not even going to wager a guess because I have no fucking idea.
You're just in one of those weird spaces. I don't know. Last night I was thinking about this when I sent in my pick. I am just feeling good. Like the other day, Gerald said he just had a good feeling about the game. I kind of feel that way too this afternoon. So I have the Suns by 6, and I'm sticking to it.
Let's hope your feelings are more intuitive than mine were.
I know, right? Because yours didn't really come to fruition. But
they fell apart in those last 5 minutes.
My lawyer, who's actually in New York at the game, sitting, I believe, on the baseline, courtside, is saying Suns by $1 billion tonight. Okay. So,
wow.
I mean, you should have sent, so says Jay, the link so he could have joined us from the God.
I don't trust him. That's the thing.
So Darth has Suns by 6. Tizdu has Knicks by 11. Oh, Tizdu, breaking my heart already. Manuel has Suns by 1. Eric has Suns by 10. I like that one. Hello says I got Knicks by sad emoji. So Hello and Saul are about on the same page right now. We're not really sure.
No
feelings around it.
No, like I feel like Hello was basically saying the Knicks are going to win. Me, I'm like, I don't know.
This is the shrug emoji.
I'm indifferent.
And then Metal Mike says, I want the Suns, but it's nothing but hopefulness. We're all kind of in that same page. I think that one we can all agree on. We're hopeful, but we're also cautiously hopeful at the same time. But what does the DraftKings Sportsbook app think about tonight's game?
They're kind of like us. They have the Knicks by 2.5, which is kind of a shrug like Saul's. We don't really know. So, yeah, but Suns, you can get the money line at plus money right now. So if you really think the Suns are going to win, you can make a little scratch.
You know, when I was looking at the DraftKings Sportsbook app this morning, you know how they'd show you the percentages of the bets placed. This one was pretty split, too. I think it was like 52-48. So it's. I feel like everybody's sort of up in the air right now when it comes to this game and these two teams. But, guys, we got really good news. It is the new year, first game of the year, which means we are officially starting our DraftKings bet tracker for the three of us. So we're going to keep track of all the bets that we place. We're going to do $10 bets as far as the money calculation side of it. And at the end of the season, we're going to see who has the most money, who did the best on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. So what are you guys putting some money on today?
Well, I'm excited for this. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So you can go first, but I can't wait to beat you all in this, whether we do it monthly, yearly, daily, weekly. I'm just looking forward to kicking some ass.
Yeah, so I'm very confident I'm going to beat Espo because Espo's like one of the worst gamblers of all time. So plus 100, Deandre Ayton, under 1.5 turnovers is what I got.
Okay. Go ahead, Espo.
I've got Deandre Ayton over 0.5 3-pointers made today at a plus 450 for a $55 payout.
All right. I got DA. We are all in on DeAndre Ayton right now on these bets. I've got DeAndre Ayton under 0.5 blocks tonight at a plus 120.
See, I think this is going to be the fun part of this, right? So this is the way it's going to work is we're basing this off of the money made or money lost, right? Mm. So what Espo is going to do, and I know he's going to do this, he's going to bet big almost every single time to try and get one of those things to pop, right? Whereas Lindsay and I are probably going to be a little bit more conservative and go with strategy and be smart and just kind of build as we go. And we're going to see how this plays out, to be honest. Because he's going to do some fluky, like, the final score shit, which is like 15,000 plus 15,000. He's going to hit, and he's going to be good for the rest of the year. And then he's going to sit there and tell everybody, "Oh, see, I won."
This is like some man preparing to just make excuses about why he lost. All right?
No, it's not. It's not. It really isn't. You've seen Espo's bets all year long. Go back. You'll see that they're always the big bets.
No, see, I'm going to change my strategy. But what I love about the fact that we're doing it based on money made is that at the end, if you're towards the end of a month or the end of the season, you can go big and get right back in it where nobody's out of it at any point. They're just going to have to get some damn lucky bets towards the end if they're down big.
I'm nervous. I feel like I'm definitely going to come in last year. Because I feel like I ride the line between like a bigger bet and like one of Espo's bets and then one of Saul's bets. So I'm probably going to lose on the bigger ones that I take and maybe hit on the smaller ones. I don't know. I'm a little concerned about this one. There was a same game parlay today that really was like, it was interesting to me. It would be a bet that I would only put like $1 down on, but it was a plus 9,000. And it was the Suns money line, Chris Paul double-double, and Mikal Bridges double-double.
Oh,
and
man.
I was like, well, the odds of both of them getting a double-double is probably not very great, which is probably why it's a plus 9,000. But a plus 9,000, if you just put $1 down, you're going to get a decent payout at the end of it if it does happen.
I mean, that's not a bad bet. Like, honestly,
I was this close to taking that.
Because you're banking on Mikal's rebounding at that point, right? Like, and Chris Paul could easily get a double-double. Like, that's probably the easiest part of that whole scenario. I think it's probably more likely that Chris Paul gets a double-double than the Suns win the game, in all honesty. So, but Mikal Bridges, that's the difference maker right there.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see as we go further.
I don't know what this was. I don't know why I did this.
Spirit fingers.
The difference maker.
As an innocent bystander in all this, I can't wait to see as the bets get more desperate as we go along in the months. It's going to be some crazy same game parlays. Not going to be able to fit them on the graphic. It's going to be great.
Probably.
Now, if we lose, we go minus 10, right?
Yes.
We're in the hole, right?
I think we do it that way.
That makes it even worse.
It's going to be so much fun.
Oh my God, I'm definitely going to lose this game.
Desperately broke.
We should do like little money bags, like a counter, and like fill them up and like decrease them. And so we can have like a running graphic throughout the year so we can visually see how good or how bad we're doing.
Every show we'll do like what they did on The Price is Right, where the little Swedish guy, Leo, climbing the mountain.
Mine's just going to be going backwards.
Yeah,
that
Swedish guy's descending into the core of the planet.
Oh my God.
Well, if you guys want to get in on the action on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, we highly recommend it. It's a heck of a lot of fun. And we do these pregame bets every single game day. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Make sure you use that promo code PHNX, because when you use that promo code, you can place a $5 pregame moneyline bet on any NBA team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. That's code PHNX only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. We do have another super chat. This one's from Kyle. Kyle, thank you for your super chat. Said the show is the best when you're all here. Happy New Year's, PHNX Suns crew. Thank you so much, Kyle. Happy New Year to you as well. And I also agree. I do enjoy when we're all here. Makes for a fun time. No, you guys don't agree? Disagree? Okay. Just kidding. I take it back. I take it back.
We prefer when you're not here.
I too agree. I do like it when all four of us are here, for sure.
I was like, I'm going to go back into health and safety protocols then. Fine. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
It's better than Espo and I just yelling at each other all show long, trying to figure out what life is all about.
Me trying to be Lindsay and myself is a very difficult thing to do.
It's kind of fun watching them juggle. So
Hello is like, Saul's like, I wish I was still on vacation. I didn't want to come back. All right. So, any final thoughts on today's game? What you want to see, or maybe a concern that you're kind of toying with?
Protect the offensive glass.
Don't get re-injured.
Yeah, that too.
That's a big one. Okay, so we have 4 minutes left before the game starts. We can either do some quick New Year's resolutions for this team, or we could just say goodbye and go get ready for the game.
Let's save the resolutions for post game. I think that might be the way to go.
We might need something to talk about if it goes sideways.
That was my thought, but I didn't want to vocalize it.
You guys, such Debbie Downers over here.
Says the guy who wouldn't even pick a number on which team could win.
Indifference is not being down on anybody. It's just
it's not confident either.
Hey, Lindsay, you shouldn't talk. You're the ultimate fence rider. What's wrong with me riding the fence once?
Because you always give me shit for riding the fence, so you're not allowed to ride the fence if you're going to give me shit for riding the fence. That's the rule, Saul.
Touche.
We got 2 curse words out of Lindsay the first show of the new year. We're killing it.
New year, degenerate Lindsay. All right.
I got a text from my son, by the way, the other day because he was watching the post game, and he was like, and he texted me, he's like, Lindsay just dropped the F-bomb, and I was like, what?
Was that the one where you did the game? It was like the rapping, the artist game.
No, that was you and the refs the other night.
I didn't drop an F-bomb last night.
Oh, yes, you did.
I said,
yes,
what the F? I said, what the F?
He
said
doesn't
matter. You were fired up. It was good.
I don't know. Did I?
The year of the Chelsea, as Eli says. All right.
Okay.
Before we all go, I just wanted to say bear down to you Sun Devils, and bear down to the women because they're playing Stanford right now, top 5 team in the country. Just throw it out there.
There's that awkward silence for you, Saul. We're all just going to sit here.
We have 2 top 20 basketball programs in Tucson. I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
Bear down, Arizona. Oh, we have the Territorial Cup too. Bear down.
And on that note,
thank you guys for tuning into the pregame show. We appreciate you. Don't forget to meet us right back here after the game wraps up. Bye.